Welcome to Season 3 Manufacturers Race. This is Yortin Texas Racing. So I'm in the Aston Martin this season. Really looking forward to it. I really dig that car and I hope I will do well. My goal is to in the top 150 drivers. And this round I really succeeded in the qualifying. I did a 2:00.691. And right behind me we have this Corvette. Is 0.05, and a little bit further back we have the Porsche, and then we have another Porsche, and those three cars are kind of the main players in this as we see the race. And then we have the Jaguar HP Herman. So those guys are right behind me. So here's, the key is the start here at Suzuka, and it's so easy to overshoot the first curve here, or first turn. So I'm having this view here because there's a lot of things going on behind me. I'm doing really well through this turn. I try to be really conservative, but you see all the fighting that goes on behind. And this Brap guy in this black Porsche, he is really aggressive, and in the beginning of the race he is not having a good race, and he's all the way back to 10th after a while. But we're gonna see him in a while, a little bit further down in the race, and you see there's the end of that guy's race in the Corvette. And we have a couple of penalties here on the Brap. He has 4 seconds, and then he also goes off the road and he comes in again. So it's quite a lot of mayhem behind, and I'm keeping an eye on the time difference here and my delta to the car behind, and just try to. And at this point I'm actually really nervous because starting on first place, it's not so common for me, especially in the manufacturer race. I'm not sure if this was it wasn't a top lobby obviously, but they were all BS ranked drivers, and the time I had in my qualifying was a low 1:59 when I was doing my practice runs, and I did the 0.6 in the qualifying, so I was pretty pleased with that. So here we're back in the cockpit again, and we see here we're coming into the end of the first lap, and I have a healthy lead here. I have 2 seconds behind me, so now I'm starting to relax a little bit, and I really want to just to maintain my composure and my pace, and really just focus on my braking points, etc. So here this turn here I've been practicing quite a bit. I'm pretty pleased with this first sector. Normally try to sit on the 4th gear here until I come up on the end of this S. Let's try to be patient here, sitting on the 3rd gear and on this Aston Martin, and get good speed up the hill here. And this is the hardest part for me. It's so easy to overshoot there, and then you're out in the sand trap. And here I'm going down to the 2nd gear. Normally I want to take that turn on the 3rd gear. My braking point here is just as the white and red curbs stops on the end there on the right, and just trying to get around late apex on that hairpin just to maximize the speed out here on this into this turn here, where my braking point is about where that there's that, like a little road going out from the track there. That's what I use as the braking point, because previously I've been racing with little orange cones, and I have actually stopped with that now, and that's kind of my goal to avoid using that as a help, just find my braking points based on my driving simply. And I feel that has really helped. It's a little bit harder in the way that I actually probably have to concentrate a little bit more, because if you sit and there's a long race, and this is a 12 lap race, you might sit and space out, especially if you're sitting here like I do. Pretty comfortable lead. So here we're going into lap number 4. I still have a really healthy lead, almost 3 seconds. And my strategy is to run 4 laps on the soft tires. So here I'm going in. And you see the guy behind me, HB Herman. Or He-Man. So HP, we call him HP. So he's ducking in right after me. But it seems like he's not coming out right after me. We have the Racer Cactus, so he's not going in for tires at this point. So he's on old tires. And I'm coming out on fresh tires, so we're gonna see that I pretty quickly develop a gap here. We sit on 0.7 here, 0.8, coming up the hill here. Clearly have an advantage. So now I'm looking at my times here, because I don't need the radar or anything like that. So here I go in. This turn I just did here, I want to do that on the 3rd gear, so that's good. Do a way too early apex here. So I know that the Racer Cactus behind me is gonna disappear after a while. But he tries really to run long on his tires. I'm gonna see that. So yeah, I'm just working on my braking points, apex, keeping my nose as clean as possible. And that little segment, I'm always struggling with that. I feel I can go faster through there, but it's so easy to screw up. So as we see, the Racer Cactus, he got the fastest lap with just 1/10. So we jump forward to lap number 8. So we see there has been changes here. We have HB Herman, He-Man, call him Herman, HB. So I have a healthy gap now, 7.5. And it's time to change the tires. You also noticed on the left there that the Brap guy that we saw earlier on had a bad time with 4 second penalty, etc, etc. He actually now has the fastest time, and he's now into the pits. And as I mentioned, we're gonna see him coming up here in the roster a little bit. So my fastest time so far is 2 seconds and 2.08. Now I have a really healthy lead. I have a 10 second gap here, and I'm sitting on the 10th, on the 9th lap here. So really feeling comfortable here, looking a little bit on the fuel, and that's not a concern at all at this point. Shouldn't have any problems. So I feel that this Aston Martin really works well, both on fuel and tires. I don't think it's eating tires more than anyone else. And I looked at the replay and compared it a little bit how the other cars looked like. They looked pretty much the same. So the 10th lap is completed, still healthy. Difference there to the guy behind. So we jump forward and we're starting the last lap. So now you see that Brap, the Porsche, is behind me. I'm about 9.5 seconds, and this is pretty amazing because I looked at the replays that this Brap guy really had a bad race. He got early on there, he got a 4-second penalty. He also drove off the track at some point, but managed to get back pretty quickly. So given that, he's been driving really well to sit in second place here. And I'm constantly monitoring the delta there. I try to be pretty conservative here. You probably see that when I'm driving here. I don't want to take any chances to do any stupid mistakes, which is easy to do here and there, especially on this hairpin here. I'm going down to the first gear just to make sure, because sometimes if you go down on the second and you push too hard, you can spin out if you're not careful, especially when the tires are a little bit worn as they are here. It's not too bad though. So you see lap number 11 there, my time there was 2.02. So I was doing that pretty carefully. So here I am coming in on the last chicane here, trying to do that really careful. I go down on the first gear and just take it really nice and slow here. And there we are. This is my second win in the Manufacturers Series that I participated in. So really happy with that start. Here's that cool little video of the winner. So this was a clean race, pole position, and my 26th win. I did the best personal rank for the current season, which is easy. And then I also did the best out of the Aston Martins. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next race.